Twitch viewers. We're coming to you a little later than normal, but this is fun to have. And YouTube, you'll be catching us at the same time, so it doesn't matter. And without further ado, welcome to episode 7 of A Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger. We will be covering what happened in the past week and looking forward to the next week. And, well, Gingy, what did you see going on out there?
With Ginger. Hello, everybody. You know, last week, here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Boom, boom. Last undefeated team in the league. Come on, guys.
Still standing.
For that.
Still
Limped into it. Limped into it for certain. We'll get to that. But, you know.
Like, crawled into it. Limping might be a little too nice.
Overall, what stuck out to me last week was probably the thing that I regret missing, okay? And that would be the Seahawks-Cardinals game. I take a look at that game. I take a look at that game in the third quarter, okay? It's all, you know, I gotta go to work on Monday morning, so I'm thinking, you know, this probably ain't gonna be worth my time to consider the rest of this game. This looks pretty well in hand. And I get up the next morning, and wouldn't you know that I missed one of the best games of the season?
Bro, that game was intense. Kyler Murray was bringing it. Russell Wilson was just being Russell Wilson. Oh, he has a sword. He's one shot with the sword in the middle. Oh, that sucks. Watch out, sword pushing.
Oh, I'm not with you.
It's all good. Yeah, that game was nuts. That was just two heavyweights throwing it at each other. Great division game. Great to see both those teams playing like that. Woo! Man, and Kyler Murray showed me something. That's all I gotta say. I was skeptical of him, but kid can do it. I have about 0 doubt now.
It's a great division game from, I think, a great division. Actually, I'm pretty fearful what we're looking at there.
Oh man, did you see San Francisco manhandle New England?
Yeah, he certainly did. Cam Newton is on the brink of losing his job.
Yeah, all I have to say right now is advantage Brady in the Brady versus Belichick debate.
Yeah, man, if he has one more of those, he's gonna be riding his pine for a good long time.
As well he should be. I mean, you can't be playing like that. That's just not winning football,
yeah,
which is the exact opposite of anyone who knows New England. That's the exact opposite of them, so, boy.
He was missing receivers by a full country mile. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Watch him, Washington take it to Dallas. Woo. Boy, that was something.
NFC East football.
Watching the Atlanta Falcons just absolutely own the crown of best team to blow a lead. I mean, you watched Penn State do it on the Saturday, lose the game because the running back scored a touchdown when he shouldn't. All right, everyone's talking about it on the sports news. So what does Atlanta do? They're like, oh, you want to see amateurs do it? How about you watch professionals show you how to blow a game? And they do the same thing. He's told in the huddle, don't score the touchdown. But Todd Gurley's out there trying to get paid. And halfway through trying to get paid, he's like, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't do this. And that just looks absolutely ridiculous while scoring the touchdown. But try not to, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they find new and unique ways on a regular basis to lose football games. It's pretty entertaining. I'm glad I'm not a Falcons fan. It wouldn't be that entertaining.
Did you see Thursday night? They tried to do it again. They seriously tried to do it again.
Tell me.
They're up. They have it handily down, and then Carolina's just driving down the field. But thank goodness Bridgewater threw a floater that just got intercepted, or Atlanta might have done it again. Another decent-sized fourth quarter lead blown. Like, what? Apparently it doesn't matter who's coaching these guys. They just can't get it done in the fourth quarter. Tom Brady just broke that whole franchise. Like, they're gone. Like, you need to purge everybody who ever was a part of that Super Bowl. Purge them and start over, because clearly you're cursed.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. It's pretty shaky.
You see Aaron Rodgers light it up out there? Just being Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it was Houston he was playing, but, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing in the fall season, man. He had that one slump game, 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago maybe, but he's a serious MVP candidate as far in the season.
He's tearing up. You want to talk about the other AFC North battle that went on this weekend?
Not really.
I mean, it was like it was a battle of whose offense is better than the other team's bad defense. It seemed.
I mean, Baker got a confidence boost at the end there. Good for him. Good on him. But, you know, the game was a real competition in terms of who was going to decide to lose it. Not who was really going to win.
Oh, my. Yeah, I mean, Baker... If Baker doesn't get forced into making bad throws, he's a pretty good-looking quarterback. But look at what happens when he plays the good teams that can, you know, pressure him. Things happen. But, I mean, honestly, he's the type of dude who could take those steps forward. He has a little bit of upside there. But the guy I want to talk about in Cincinnati, you might have found yourself a good one, is Joe Burrow. Even though that team is terrible, he looks pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's a... I mean, we got a pretty skilled quarterback draft class between him and that fella out in
Oh, Justin Herbert, baby. Man, did I wish he was going to fall to the Steelers. That kid at Oregon was just a stud.
There's a fair bit of skill, quarterback skill in that draft for sure.
Justin Herbert is an absolute stud. Like, good job, San Diego. Oh, my bad. Los Angeles. You're never going to be Los Angeles to me, but sorry, Chargers.
Yeah, it's going to be getting the Vegas Raiders and getting all that Vegas right anymore, man.
Yeah, everybody's just moving about.
And Washington football teams, for that matter, while we're speaking of it.
Is Philly still winning that division? Is anyone really winning that division?
God, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
Oh, that's a good
The bottom of the AFC North would be contending for first place.
Dude, if Cincy played in that division, they probably would be the best team in that division. No lie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's just
insanity.
It's sad. I don't know what else you could say about it.
I'm ready to talk about that Titans game last week.
Oh,
Here we go.
My gosh.
Steelers.
First half football, baby. Let's go. Perfection.
Up.
Ben looking great. The running game's on par. The defense looking absolutely stout, not letting Derrick Henry go anywhere. The lead is insurmountable. But wait, there's more. Apparently the lead is not insurmountable. Apparently that defense isn't stellar. And apparently we just want to force the ball to Juju Smith-Schuster.
I don't know what Ben was thinking on that final throw, but going through the game, I mean, like you said, in the first half, I'm feeling real good. That first drive, I mean, the Steelers were clearly executing something specific on offense. We had a ton, what was it, 8 out of the first 9 plays, throws?
Yeah, they knew that Tennessee's secondary was its weak spot, and they were doing everything they could to exploit it, I felt.
Yeah, we didn't see Connor as early as I would like to, or as definitely as early as we're probably going to see him this week. But Ben was on. He was throwing accurate passes. The touchdown to Deontay was in a pretty tight window.
That was pretty. That first half, Ben was a thing of beauty, dude. I mean, woof, dimes, laser beams. Anyone was open, they were getting the football. I was a little sad not to see more James Washington out there, but, you know, that's going to be the case. Sometimes someone has to take one for the team, right?
What really impressed me, obviously, is the big standout is time of possession. Across the first 2 possessions, it's 14-0, and you're already a quarter and a half through the game, and the Titans have possessed the ball like twice by that point.
Yeah.
There was the Steelers were executing at will, and they were converting third downs, holding. I mean, I know Tennessee is particularly bad at stopping.
Oh, I wasn't even playing, kid.
down.
Yeah, terrible, like historically terrible type of rate. Yeah.
But we were definitely taking advantage of it.
No doubt. Behind you, sword.
Ooh. So I really liked what I saw.
I believe it was our first opening drive touchdown in 20-something games, right? We scored a touchdown opening drive, right? Woo!
Yeah, it was really funny.
Celebrate, baby!
It was really funny to watch Ben on the post-game interview specifically address it and then say that he never wants to address it ever again.
I died twice that game looking up stats because I had to recall. I'm like, wait, wasn't it? I think so. It was in my notes, but I wasn't sure. Oh, that was...
Yeah, no, it definitely was. And it was, like I said, clean down the field. He seemed to really throw it that first touchdown with force. He took some exception to a hit. Not necessarily a late hit, but there was a little bit of a drive into the ground by number 98 at the end of that touchdown.
The land on him thing that Ben will never get called because Ben's a big guy, but it's stupid. In my opinion, stupid rule to begin with. But if you look at that rule by the letter, that one's called.
Yeah, you can see that he took exception to that. He had some words to exchange with that young man. Probably nothing about Happy Halloween or nothing like that either.
Truth.
And what really caught my attention, Ryan Tannehill trying to float himself across the middle, do a little fancy dance in regards to his pass rushing ability, and he met Vince Williams. Those two bodies collided, and one of them felt a lot worse than the other when they got out. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, that was good, dude. This is just another game that reared in me such a good pass rush. I know the sacks were only like 3 or something, but 3 sacks on Tannehill, isn't that like what he had the whole season going in? He's not a dude you sack.
I think he had 4 sacks.
He's not a dude you sack, and there was pressure on him. The second half was a little less pressure, but I tell you what, every game I keep watching, the more and more I'm thinking they have to find a way to sign Bud Dupree. Like, that pass rush has to stay together, because that is what is making this team, is just their ability to get there. Yeah, we got some pretty players on the outside that can actually catch a football, which is nice to see after the whole era of Ike Taylor never being able to catch a football. But, I mean, this team is... That pass rush makes them just unstoppable. Swords one shot. Good finish. And it's nice to see. That first half offense was so pretty. That first half defense was so pretty. What the hell happened at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that.
Okay, give the Titans this. They came back hard, and they're a good football team, so we shouldn't take anything against that. They're the home team, and they were like, this isn't happening. Let's give them a little bit of credit. But the offense seriously just died. It wasn't like it slowed down. It just completely died, if we're going to be honest.
The offense had some unfortunate turn of events, and unfortunately, I do not think that Hail Mary pass at the end of the second half was a great idea. I really think it threw Ben off.
Think about that. Ben forcing the ball cost us at least 6 points. If you just say it's only field goals, that's at least 6 points. If it's 6 points, it's not a nail-biter. We're up 9 at the end. Ben forcing the football was bad. And that is what has cost us times before. And I know you got to take it. It's Ben being Ben. Ben's not going to be good if you don't let him do that type of stuff. I totally understand it, but he's got to get better with age. He's got to not force those balls as often when he's older.
I'm hoping that I think it'll get worked out this week. Those kinks, like I said, it's only really the second half of the last game that I particularly saw that this season, and the same abundance that I did. He did, 2 of the interceptions, like we said, the one at the end of the first half was kind of like the jump ball, didn't really care too much, and I think it threw off his rhythm. The second one was a tip ball up in the air. That's a 50-50 football play, and it didn't go in his favor.
I get you with that. It doesn't matter that much, and he didn't care that much. But let's be honest here. That's points off the board. We go in with an even bigger lead in the second half. Who knows how it goes? But that's points off the board, and that's momentum to the other team. Say what you want. Turnovers give momentum to the other team. You can't make that kind of throw. You can't make that kind of decision when you have points on the board with a big lead. You just keep adding. You can't take points off. When you're winning, you can't take points off the board. And that's what Ben did. Ben's like, oh, I'm just going to hear lollipop one that I don't care about. And it cost us points. And it almost cost... There's an invisible dude right there. It almost cost us the game. He's still on my body. That's just rude, dude. You're really going to... All right.
I agree. Also, gonna have to hand it to the Titans. They still have Derrick Henry, and in the second half, You know, when the Steelers did have some of those unfortunate turnovers and the defense wasn't getting they were on the field a lot more.
Yeah,
You start to see Derrick Henry start to wear him down at the end of the third and fourth quarter just a little bit. You know, I think he finished just 15 for 75, which is well under his average. But he did a lot better in the second half than he did the first. He was shut down in the first. In fact, I can talk about him being shut down. I know they ended up giving a touchdown anyway on this drive due to some like shaky calls. But
please be Ryan Spillane.
Dude,
that guy has the biggest fucking balls in the world. Okay.
Let's go.
Derrick Henry, 7 yards deep, running straight at your ass in an open fucking hole, and this dude's just like, dude, nah, I ain't scared. He got murdered. He got murdered, but he stopped Derrick Henry stiff. Like, how many people have you seen stop Derrick Henry stiff?
I've never seen that. I haven't seen on it. I've not seen that this season.
Yeah, he had to come off the field, but to be fair, he just got hit by a freight train. I tried to explain it to my wife. I was like, that's like a semi-truck just standing on the rails trying to stop a choo-choo. It ain't gonna end well, but the semi-truck didn't budge.
I was really actually fearful and was saying out loud, like sitting on my couch, like, oh my god, he just sacrificed his collarbone to make that tackle.
Sacrificed his life. Holy hell, dude.
I thought
big
it was
balls right there.
Because that was a whack in a big open hole whack.
That dude has my respect forever.
I wish that would have been a stand there. I know that we ended up getting a penalty and
Minka's little
point.
hold, like blatant hold.
Again, I agree. The hold was there, but
I know, but that Spillane stop, dude. Could you imagine if we had actually stopped him there? That's all anyone would have talked about. ESPN everywhere would have just been Spillane getting a stop in the hole, giving up his whole body. That's the type of effort you need. That's the type of stuff you want to see. Next man up for sure.
That's the one that you're, I say they need to add that one to the Renegade reel.
Oh my, yes they do.
I get that. I get hype.
I was hoping you were going to bring that up because I didn't want to I wanted my legit hype to show through with you saying it. I was like, oh, that play, dude.
Oh,
and
Husky.
How did the Titans not cut their kicker at this point? The dude's making less than 50% of his kicks under 40 yards. Cost them the game because he can't make a chippy. Bro. Been there, felt that. You gotta do something. Yeah. That's just unacceptable.
It's heartbreaking for them. I mean, they had the momentum. I'm feared of what would have happened if that game did slip into overtime. But
yeah,
wide right it was, and 6-0, baby. First time since '78.
That was a great game. That's two great teams. I really don't want to play them again because that's going to be a bloodbath, and I don't want another bloodbath because that just screws you over for the next week. Like, it's unfortunate the next week after the bloodbath is a bloodbath. Seriously?
Yeah.
We have to go play Baltimore after that? At Baltimore? A rested Baltimore team coming off a bye?
I was going to say the rested bye week.
What?
Baltimore? Yeah, I hear you. We'll definitely get to that.
No.
I think that game with the Titans, you know, at the end of the day, it was a big win. I think as the season progresses, we're going to see that it's even going to mean a little bit more.
Dude's one shot underneath, sword coming around the other way. Ooh.
Oh, I got sorted in the back.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to be really important when it comes down to playoff seedings.
I hope so. Because if it's important coming to playoff seedings, that means we're winning the division. Because that Titans team is no doubt going to win their division. That division's not very, what's the word I'm looking for? Dandy? Like, I was told about how great this Texans team was going to be. And
I would call that division very Phillip.
Burrow. That's a good one. I guess you could say the Colts could make a run for it, huh? I guess we shouldn't sit on them. I mean, they're not dead yet. Even though their quarterback looks like he should be in the morgue, doesn't mean they're dead yet. Nah, Phillip Rivers played good the last couple weeks. I'll give him his due, but it's Phillip Rivers, dude. He always does that. He looks pretty enough for you to think he's good enough, and then it comes to a big game, and he's Phillip Rivers.
Well, he cooked the Bungles. That's
dude,
cool, I guess.
The Bungles cook the Bungles because they don't know how to play defense. They're like, hey, our best defensive player, you know what we're gonna do? Third string Dunlap, how'd you like that? Dude's like, hey, my house is on Twitter, aka trade me! And then it happens. Like, where did he end up, Seattle?
And he's
did
gone.
he get to go to Seattle? Upgrade for him if that's the
so.
case. Let's go. Get yourself on a Super Bowl contender. I don't know what the Zero Hala kid's doing, but dude, he plays like, I don't know. He just sits in corners and dies. He doesn't even shoot back.
Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to this Ravens game coming up.
Ugh. I feel like we just covered this game. Honestly, I feel like last week we prepped this game. Same type of team we just played. Difference? Their quarterback's better at running, whereas the Titans' quarterback was better at throwing.
I think that if the Ravens have to win that game on Lamar Jackson's arm, that's fucking work for them.
I mean, but... Oh, I also want to point out, Crystal Ball Gingy, score on the number, bro? Score on the number! I can't believe I waited this long to say it, but I got distracted by some fun stuff at the beginning, but let's give dues to Gingy for Crystal Ball in that one, like, woohoo, baby! Like, we both saw a field goal change being the difference, but, dude, score on the number is legit. I like it.
I was pretty stoked a little bit. I mean, I saw it rolling into that middle of the fourth quarter. I'm like, huh, I wonder if it really is going to be 27-24.
And like I told you, dude, I thought we would slow down Henry, and I thought the matchup was going to be those receivers. And that big play to A.J. Brown almost changed the way that game ended up going. Like, Minka got caught flat-footed, and A.J. Brown's in the end zone. I'm like, yep, that's what he does. You sleep on him for one play, and it's 7. That's all that guy has always done.
Steelers are really lucky to be -3 in the turnover margin and give up a 70-plus yard touchdown pass and still come away with a W.
Yeah, didn't we end our streak of interceptions and 3 sacks in a game because we couldn't pull the ball away? Damn, that's such a good streak. Such a rare thing to do, too. Hate to see the streak end, but love to see the undefeated continue.
Heck yeah, and it's gonna be tough to hold it this week. It's gonna be classic AFC North football. Got that rested, as we said, Baltimore team at home. But we're traveling to Baltimore, so
it's Baltimore. What's more there to say? Is physical defense, physical offense, smash mouth, cold weather football. Hopefully it's cold weather over there, dude. Up here in Alaska, I'm freezing my nuts off. So if they're freezing their nuts off there, it's going to be a Steelers-Ravens game.
Yeah, it's like 38 degrees here.
One score. It's going to be one score. Steelers-Ravens. Again, to me, the matchup is the receivers. We can't let big plays again. It's the same matchup with the Titans. Can't let Hollywood Brown beat us. You know the running game's going to do a little bit. You know we're going to focus on slowing down the running game. I think it's stopping Hollywood Brown, if I'm going to be 100% honest.
Making Lamar Jackson uncomfortable with circumstances and his surroundings as well. Nice finish, Donkey.
Thank you. I just look at that team. I think we got to beat Hollywood Brown, and I think our highly paid, talented offensive line needs to show up. We need to run the ball. We need to control the clock. I think James Conner hits 100 yards. It's a Steelers W.
100%. I 100% agree with trying to control that ground game. Not letting Baltimore get into their rhythm of pounding our defense and wearing them down. That's what they do, Donkey. They wear you down. And then in the fourth quarter, they're gonna gouge you.
Okay, thank you for jumping off the world and giving me a kill, kid. Way to be suicidal. This is Sean Kingston over here, man. Them beautiful girls left him, and he just jumping off the world. Anyway, back to the Ravens. Yeah, I think it's a 24-20 game. I don't know which way it goes. I think the James Conner thing's the turning point. I think he gets the 100 yards. I think we're the one that wins by the 4. He doesn't hit the 100 yards. I think the Ravens win by the 4.
I think we're looking at a 31-28 football game. Pittsburgh Steelers win by 3.
Oh, you even taking a team. I love it. I would love to see the Steelers win, man, but I don't know. This is the Ravens week. Ravens off a bye. Harbaugh's pretty good at getting those boys ready to play us even when they're not on a bye. So, see what happens. I mean, there's going to be some good matchups out there. And for once, there's not really, like, in a game like this, special teams can make the big difference, and there's not really an edge on special teams here. Both teams have been good at covering kicks this year. Both teams are darn solid in the kicking department. Both kickers are above average, let's be honest here. Tucker is Tucker, and this looks like the good Boswell, so no special teams advantage. Maybe slight defense advantage to the Steelers, slight offense advantage to the Ravens?
Maybe. And, you know,
you could vice versa that too. I don't know.
The Ravens get a lot of positive press. Very well deserved. They're a great football team. I'm not gonna lie though. Last 2 games they played before their bye week, they look far more vulnerable than the first 4 games of the season.
Every team has that though. I mean, look at us. You could say essentially the same thing. You take out that Cleveland game, is we've looked vulnerable, literally every week? I mean, shit, dude, we almost lost to Philly. To Philly!
True.
And the thing is, they've done what good teams do. They do have a loss, but they do what good teams do, man. You get those close games, you win them. The same with the Steelers. These are 2 good teams. It's going to be a fun game.
I'm really excited. It's going to be a good coaching matchup. It's always exciting. Good AFC North football. 2 best teams in the division and major implications for later on in the season. Both teams are still sitting pretty. It's not going to make or break anybody's season.
No.
You know, I think that both these teams are going to be competitive at the end, and you're going to see ongoing battles here. This is not the first time. Or this is not the last time we're going to see this football team here.
No,
But I'm really excited. I think it's really going to determine the tone moving forward of what the Steelers are looking at. And if they're able to pull this one off, donkey. The next 4 weeks are like gravy train, man.
Yeah, but you know Steelers with easy opponents, right? You know how we
really
play down the competition, right?
I'm not trying to look ahead, but I'll tell you what, we blow against the Cowboys. There's going to be a lot said about that. We'll cover
Dude,
that.
if Ben DiNucci is still starting for them, like Ben DiNucci, who wasn't good enough to start at Pitt, is still starting for them, and they lose to them, I will seriously consider just not wearing a jersey for the rest of the year because I'm just so upset at this team. Like, unless our whole roster dies to the Ravens, like, there's no reason to lose if Ben DiNucci is a freaking starting quarterback of the freaking Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but I'm just saying, Donkey, I'd be real disappointed at that point. We get 7-0 and lose to that football team. Come on, man.
Oh, there's an invisible guy on me. What the? Alright, you know what? Alright, that's
cool. Is he top tower?
Yeah. Ooh, nice nade. That's right on his feet. But yeah, Steelers-Ravens, close game, gonna be a bloodbath. AFC North football. Tune in your television if you like old school football, because hopefully that's what we see. I don't want to see this 10 million pound Roethlisberger passing game.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to. I don't think that's gonna work versus the Ravens.
No, and
that
just gives you the chance to give turnovers, and that team is gonna capitalize when you make turnovers. To be fair, Tennessee capitalized when we made turnovers. That's why it became a game. But I love it. I can't wait to see it. AFC North football. I do, unfortunately, have way too much fear about this game. Like, I should be feeling a lot better about this game than I do. I mean, we're 7-0. Or is it 6-0? 6-0. I shouldn't be fearful that the Ravens are going to be the Ravens game for us. But they're always a good... Oh my gosh, I just suicided. They're always a good measuring stick. We'll see where we are. We see what adjustments we have to make. I hope good Ben shows up. I hope he's clutch. I want to see a couple deep balls. I really think if the Steelers win, it's like I said, it's going to be Chase Claypool and James Conner. I think Conner hits 100 yards, and I think Claypool has a couple big catches in the red zone.
One name that we didn't bring up too, I want to see the Steelers pay particular attention to. Gonna have to stop Mark Andrews, big weapon for the Ravens team. Go watch him on the scene.
Ulysses Gilbert's out, man.
Traditionally getting beat by good tight ends, and he's a heck of a good one.
Yeah, and our coverage linebacker's injured. Ugh, that's a.
Boy,
Why am
yeah.
I always getting hit by the Invisi dude? Like, leave me alone. Why can't you pick on someone else when you're invisible? That's just rude. All right, well, Gingy, unless you got any other things, I think it's time to hit a couple shout-outs.
Oh, I tell you what. Usually doing personal stuff, but I gotta give a public shout out to DJ Metcalf for running down Buda Baker like everybody in the Kentucky Derby. That donkey. Did you see that guy? He got form
Speed!
on his sprint.
Speed! Nothing but speed.
It was annihilating. It was impressive.
Can you explain to me how
Super
that
impressive.
dude was not a first-round draft pick, looking like he looks? Like, if you were to build a frickin' receiver in a lab, you would build DJ Metcalf.
It's really good. I think he kind of redeemed himself there. He had a little bit of redemption to do. He had a funny boy play, get a little excessive celebration, kind of blew it there. I think that shows a lot of character in a young man like that. So gotta give shout outs to Hella Strong.
Sure.
Hella Strong hustle plays. Gingy always gives shout outs for that.
For sure. Yeah, for that, you give him a shout out, you have to also say every scouting department in the NFL, way to suck. Way to miss on that, kid. But yeah, that's good. My shout out has to go to Spillane, cause bro, giving up your body, you gotta love to see it. That is Steeler football to the T, and I would have ran the other way. I can't lie. I would have just ran the other way. So good on him. Also, shout out to everybody who listens to us, and thank y'all, because we kind of do it to have fun, but if you're enjoying it, that's awesome. And for all of our fans out there who do listen, feel free to hit us up with any questions you have, anything you want to talk about, anything you saw that was really cool that maybe you thought we missed. If you're watching a cool game, we can see if we have anything to talk about. Feel free to leave the comments in the YouTube or hit us up on the socials. Gingy will hit you with his tag now, because that's what Gingy does.
Beautiful. That's me and Gingy, Xbox Live. Drop a line. Let's do some gaming.
And once again, here we go, Steelers. Ravens week, baby.
Listen, wave them if you got them. Here we go, Steelers.